Disaster strikes in the blink of an eye. One tiny slip-up, a reaction time just a fraction too slow. That is all it takes for the most lethal fangs in nature to bring the curtain down permanently. We aren't talking about brute strength or massive size here. This is a tale of raw speed, primal intuition, and that razor-thin boundary separating a survivor from a corpse. Out here in the unforgiving bush, where venomous snakes lurk in every crevice, a pint-sized warrior steps into the arena without a shred of fear. The mongoose doesn't need a terrifying roar. It doesn't need to fake toughness. It wields a weapon far more unsettling to its prey, total unshakable arrogance fueled by reflexes faster than light. When facing down venomous snakes that hunt with instant-kill neurotoxins, this diminutive fighter stands its ground, refusing to give even an inch. Every muscle fiber pulls tight. Gazes lock in a deadly stare-down. The atmosphere grows heavy thick with tension, as if the earth itself has paused to watch. The serpent rears up hood, fully expanded venom glands primed to deliver a fatal payload. Most creatures would be running for their lives by now. But the mongoose, it does the insane. It steps forward. Every twitch carries the weight of life and death. A millisecond is the difference between walking away and becoming a meal. The reptile lunges first a strike so rapid it blurs the vision. Fangs snap at empty air, where a body stood just a moment ago. But the mongoose has already vanished, pivoting and weaving, dancing just beyond the reach of the grave. This is not a panic response. It is cold calculation. It is a survival program written into its DNA over thousands of years. The mammal understands a fundamental rule the snake cannot rewrite. If the reptile misses, the advantage flips. The target is the head. One precise crunch there ends the game. But if the mongoose misses, the venom takes it all. Pulses race like jackhammers. Dust clouds erupt under scrambling claws. The snake recoils and strikes again, faster, angrier, driven by desperation. Every failed lunge burns precious stamina. Every miss feeds the mongoose's growing boldness. We aren't watching bravery. We are witnessing a war fought in the space of milliseconds. Then just when the odds look fatal, just when the next bite seems inevitable, the mongoose defies physics. It doesn't dodge back, it shoots forward. A streak of fur, a snap of jaws, a surgical strike delivered to the only spot that ends the fight. Mother Nature has no prize for mercy. She only respects precision. But that was merely the opening act of a gauntlet that redefines what it means to stare down an apex predator. Don't go anywhere, because the intensity is about to ramp up to a whole new level. If you want a front row seat to the most savage showdowns the animal kingdom has to offer, smash that like button, hit subscribe, and ring the bell. Trust me, you do not want to sleep on what comes next. Do not mistake this behavior for recklessness. The mongoose is a biological machine engineered for exactly this type of combat. Every nerve ending and instinct is tuned for a singular goal: to walk away from battles that logic says they should lose. Unlike other small critters that rely on hiding, this hunter studies its opponent. It watches. It analyzes the subtle shift in scales, the coiling of muscle reading the telegraph of a strike before it even launches. When poisonous snakes attack, anticipation is the only shield you have. The serpent rises taller, swaying hypnotically, locked and loaded with toxins that can liquidate a nervous system in minutes. A single scratch could be fatal. Yet the mongoose stays cool. It orbits the snake, forcing the reptile to constantly pivot, draining its energy reserves. This isn't a sprint. It's a marathon of focus and endurance. Without warning, the attack launches again, more violent this time. The snake commits everything, convinced it has the angle. But the connection never happens. The mongoose slips the punch by a hair's breadth, feeling the wind of the snapping jaws. In the same fluid motion, it counterattacks, nipping at the skull before ghosting away. Even a successful bite isn't a guaranteed win for the snake. This mammal packs a secret weapon, a natural resistance that dulls the edge of the venom. It isn't total immunity, but it buys time. It keeps the legs moving. It keeps the fight alive. It turns a death sentence into a calculated risk. Frustration mounts for the reptile. Every whiffed shot saps its strength. Every retreat shortens the invisible timer, counting down to its demise. Now the mongoose closes the gap, brash and daring, practically inviting the next strike. This psychological warfare is devastating. Predators rely on fear. When their prey shows none, confidence crumbles into doubt. And then the window opens. A split second of hesitation. The mongoose fires like a bullet, jaws clamping down with the accuracy of a surgeon. This isn't a messy brawl. It is an execution. A finale dictated by raw instinct devoid of emotion. When the dust finally clears, only one combatant remains standing. The other is motionless, undone by a solitary error. But the wilderness is a relentless teacher. Survival here isn't a one-time event. Bigger threats are looming. Deadlier foes are waiting in the tall grass. And our hero has to face them all. If you are hooked on these real-life battles for survival and the beasts that rule the wild, make sure you are subscribed and share this with anyone who respects the raw brutality of nature. True power doesn't always come with a roar. Sometimes it surrounds you from all sides. Out on the savannah, a different style of warfare is brewing. No venom this time, no hidden fangs. Just an atmosphere so tense you could cut it with a knife. A troop of baboons is foraging, massive, aggressive, and used to being the bosses. Then the grass rustles. Small figures appear. Not one. A legion. They march forward with zero doubt. Fur puffed up. Bellies low to the ground. Eyes dead ahead. The baboons freeze, baffled by the sheer audacity of what they are seeing. These aren't victims fleeing for safety. These are warriors coming for a fight. The mongooses fan out, forming a tactical semicircle. Every member is in sync with the pack, moving like a single organism. This is teamwork forged in the fires of survival. When a baboon bares its teeth and lunges, the response is instant. The pack surges as one hissing and snapping, closing the gap instead of running away. The primate expected panic. Instead, it walked into a buzzsaw. Every aggressive step is met with a wall of fury. The mongooses dart in and out, biting heels, feinting attacks, never sitting still long enough to get grabbed. Their speed is amplified by their numbers. Their confidence is contagious. The larger predator pauses, recalculating the odds. A nasty bite here means infection later. And in the wild, infection spells death. Another baboon joins the fray, but the tension only skyrockets. Dust billows up from the skirmish line. For a second, it looks like pandemonium will break out. But the mongooses hold the line. They compress their formation, ramping up the pressure. Sharp chirps cut through the noise, signals of unity, not fear. The tide turns subtly but surely. The baboons slow down. Then they stop. One backward step turns into two. The momentum drains from their charge as fast as it built up. What looked like an easy intimidation game has turned into a gamble they aren't willing to take. Just like that, the hierarchy flips. The primates back down, ceding the territory, and the win to animals a fraction of their weight. That is the unstoppable force of numbers applied with discipline. It isn't mindless rage, it's controlled rebellion. Out here, unity can transform the smallest hunters into a juggernaut. If seeing the underdog turn the tables changes your perspective on the animal kingdom, drop a like, leave a comment, and stay locked in because the stakes are about to get infinitely higher. There is a monster in the bush that demands absolute silence. When it rears its head, even the most seasoned killers pause to reconsider. The king cobra doesn't rush into battle. It announces its arrival. You can almost feel the ground shudder as the massive serpent hoists its body upright, hood flaring, wide eyes locking on with icy intent. This isn't just self-defense. This is a statement of dominance. A single tag from these fangs delivers enough neurotoxin to crash a nervous system before the victim can even think about escaping. You don't get second chances with this one. Across the arena, the mongoose stands solitary. No charging, no running, just waiting. The cobra sways back and forth, tracking every micro-movement, hoarding its energy for one catastrophic strike. The mongoose mirrors the rhythm, circling, forcing the snake to twist and turn. We have moved past simple fighting. This is a chess match of patience. A test to see who blinks first. With zero warning, the hooded serpent lashes out. The velocity is pure kinetic terror. A rippling blur of muscle and armored scales rockets toward the mongoose, driven by a singular urge to kill. Yet the mammal has already vanished, sidestepping the assault as toxic fangs hammer into empty soil. Dust billows up. The reptile snaps back instantly, launching a second strike, swifter, more furious than the first. Every lethal lunge falls short by a mere hair's breadth. Every wasted effort drains the creature's vital energy reserves. The mongoose retaliates in lightning-fast bursts, darting in to nip at the skull before retreating into safety. It refuses to gamble everything on a single move. One miscalculation here spells instant death. This is a masterclass in calculated risk, where staying alive depends entirely on instinctual reaction. Minutes drag on. Both combatants are heaving with exhaustion now. The cobra's motions grow sluggish, its deadly rhythm losing that perfect cadence. The mammal detects the shift immediately. The intensity ratchets up. The gap between them shrinks, and then the fatal opportunity reveals itself. Abandoning caution, the mongoose propels itself directly into the danger zone. its jaws clamp down on the reptile's cranium with bone-crushing precision. The thrashing is chaotic but short-lived. Once the head is neutralized, the serpent's terrifying strength evaporates. As the kicked-up earth drifts back down, the monarch of toxicity lies motionless, conquered. Make no mistake, this wasn't fortune.